My name is Crystal, and you're watching the Deslob student. I'm having a really hard time with dissociation lately. I think I have a lot of emotions that I don't want to feel about me living with my mom, about me moving out of this apartment. We interrupt this video to bring you future Crystal. Hi, I'm from the future. I want to quickly insert what I mean by dissociation. I think I don't give a very good explanation in my video from February, whatever, that you're watching. So I'm going to have Dodie explain what dissociation and derealization looks like for her. I think she gives a great explanation. I'll put her links in the comments below. I personally have been diagnosed with dissociation, derealization, depersonalization, and it comes and goes. Hers is a little different, but it gives you a really good general understanding of what I mean when I'm talking about dissociation. If you want her full video, I'll put the link in the description, but I've just given quick little snippets, and this is a really long video of me explaining what I'm feeling and what I'm explaining, and I don't think I'm doing a very good job explaining it, so I'll have Dodie next, and then we'll go back into my video explaining what I'm feeling on this particular day in February, and then I'll do a quick apartment update towards the end. So stay tuned. I'm sorry it's so long. If you don't like these sort of videos, then just scroll to your next video. But if you do, please comment below if you understand anything that Dodie or I are talking about. It really helps to feel like you have people out there in the world that relate to you, right? So let us know if you relate to us. Thanks so much, and I will talk to you on the next video. Here's Dodie.
Hi, my name is Dodie. I'm a musician and a writer, and I feel like I am dreaming all the time. I have a mental health condition called derealization, which is basically chronic dissociation. This is when your brain disconnects from reality as a way to cope. I've recently found evidence that this has just always been the way my brain has dealt with high amounts of stress. I went through a very stressful time around 2012, 2013. There were lots of different things that happened. I was kind of carrying a lot of stuff around with me, and around this time I realized I had this uncomfortable sense of floating, not taking in as much as I used to, not being able to see properly, my memory being really bad, just like I was dreaming. I remember telling my boyfriend about this at the time, and he was like, oh, it'll go away eventually. And it never did. I've had it since. I guess at this stressful time, my brain just decided it wanted to live in this disconnected version of life always. So that's been me. I didn't know what it was for the first 5 years, and it's caused me severe depression and depressive episodes. And at first I just thought it was that. I thought it was depression. But as I'd come out of the depressive episodes, I still knew that something was definitely wrong and something big was missing. And then ironically that would pull me back into the depression. I found out the name last year during a mental breakdown, and it was super refreshing to find out that I wasn't just going crazy and that it had a name, and also that a lot of other people felt like this as well. And also, it's the first step to treating it, right? So the first thing I notice is my vision. It feels like it's vignetted and everything's too dark or way too bright. Secondly, I feel like I'm not taking in the situation properly, like I'm not logging my memories in properly, and that I'll forget everything, which I usually do. These cause obsessive thinking cycles because I'm always trying to feel more present, and also I subconsciously ground myself by like scratching my arms or fiddling with like rough or sharp things. My go-to description of it is that it's like being drunk all the time, but just without the fun tipsy side of it. This might sound familiar to you. You might have experienced this in times of stress. Derealization is actually the third most common mental health symptom after feelings of anxiety and depression. And finally, if you suffer with this, like me, you're not alone. I bet there will be loads of people in the comments who are also spaced out all the time, or who struggle with this now and again, or all the time like me. Yeah, let's make friends. Share some tips, please. I would like some too. So that's about it. I've written some more tips on how I deal with it in the description, as I mostly wanted this video to raise awareness and describe what it's like for people who have no idea of what this is. I still get depressive episodes from it now and again, and also a little bit of social anxiety because it's kind of hard to socialize when you feel drunk. But currently I'm functioning well, and that just goes to show that you can definitely get to a place where you will too. Like I said, I'm not giving up, but I've definitely got to a place where it's not completely taking over my life, and that's really nice. So yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, thanks. Cheers. Bye.
Dissociation is a great way of protecting the mind from having to deal with hard stuff, but it's affecting my day-to-day life since, I'd probably say, definitely since moving out of my husband's, I haven't been as split or dissociated as much. My emotional regulation has been a lot better because I feel like I'm in charge and I feel like I'm capable and I feel like my environment has changed, so it gave me an opportunity to improve my mental well-being. But having to leave this apartment when I don't want to, having to move in with my mom when I don't want to, having to consider moving in with Jim when I don't want to, I just don't feel like I'm in control or capable of managing my life right now. And so I'm extremely discouraged in doing my best to push through it with as much positivity and coping skills as possible. I'm just not doing very good. Hi, I'm Crystal and I'm codependent. I'm having a rough week and I'm allowing myself to have a rough week. I'm doing my best not to shame myself for having a rough week. I gave myself a goal to move out by February 21st so that it would give me a week to clean, and not stress. So I have movers coming Saturday. I've packed up half the house. I still have furniture, but there's like some decorations that are down, so it feels empty. It feels lonely. It doesn't feel like my home anymore. And I don't want to be there, but I don't want to go, and I don't want to be with my husband, and I don't want to be with my mom. And my mom fell off the wagon again, and last time was at Christmas time. And she's sending me a text message, and she says, I know you're disappointed in me, but I think you moving in is going to be a good thing because maybe I won't want to drink in front of you. I won't want to drink because you'll be there and I won't feel like I need to or something, which is a lot of pressure to put on me because if I want to leave in 3 months, I'm like, now she's going to drink. So I just had to let that go as much as I could possibly let it go. But the plan is still to move in with my mom, and my husband just keeps looking more and more like a better option. And then on Sunday, I'm on this cloud. Everything's fine. My husband and I are working things out. We're doing so great because we are communicating well and we're being lovey-dovey. And I'm so glad I have this plan with the storage unit and my mom's, because I know that my December self had anticipated that I might be susceptible to this part of me. Like I needed that for me because now I'm in this la-la land with my husband on Sunday. And then Monday, yesterday, he's all trying to be sweet about Valentine's, even though he doesn't have a pot to piss in. He didn't save $20 for a gift card or like $5 for a greeting card. Like there was absolutely no effort on his part, and he knows it's kind of a cheesy thing. I would like him to make some sort of effort. And we have this big fighting match while we're at work, back and forth, messaging, and then he gets into this whole thing about HBO and, oh, you're probably watching Naked Guys while you're over there at your apartment. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I'm having a panic attack at work wondering, what the heck did I get myself into? No wonder why
I left him. No wonder why I had to stay away. No wonder why I got this whole thing set up with my mom's and the apartment and the storage unit and leaving. And I'm so glad that I knew better back in December because I knew I'd fall for him and his shenanigans. And now he's like, well, let me take you to a movie. Okay. Did he take me to the movie? No, I took him to the movie. I paid for the movie. I drove because he didn't have gas in his car, and I paid for and he's making wisecracks about the prostitute on the screen. It's the Redeeming Love movie. And I'm like, you could be a little bit more romantic about this. This is not cool of you. He's making rude comments about people. So this is basically what I'm recognizing. He's put on this mask, like the tiger's stripes never change type of thing. And he's completely become this person that he knows that I want to see in him. But then when he's relaxed and he thinks everything's fine, his true colors start to show, and he can't hide that. And I recognize, oh yeah, that's why I left him. That's right. It wasn't so much about my worth and what he would do to me and what he would say to me and what he would make me feel. I want to be on a level of positivity on a day-to-day basis. I feel like I keep rising and I keep growing and I keep evolving, and I'm in more of a self-awareness and actualization. Yeah. And I'm like, no matter what I do, he can get there with me for just a minute, and then he goes right back to bitterness and resentment and anger and jealousy and insecurity, and I don't even think he means to do it. But I'm just like, ugh. All I know is that I'm allowing myself to feel completely dissociated, completely confused. Coming here is so dang helpful, because listening to the book about turning it over to God, listening to stories about inner strength and remembering about the 4 agreements and things that just go, yes, that's right, yes, okay, yes. And so I get a lot of strength just coming here. And even on the nights that I didn't really need to come in, I made the commitment to myself to come in every week anyway, because I knew that if I didn't, I'd be right back over at his house trying to make him feel better about me leaving him. So, yeah, I'm sorry I was late, and I'm sorry that I'm a mess, but that's where I'm at right now, and I hope that I'll be stronger next week. So thank you.